mic. Okay, now it's working. So I woke up pretty late today, frustratingly. Um, so most of the reason this is not the half hour earlier than I usually start is I'm tired. So I did a couple things. I expanded all of this. I swapped out the lights here instead of the frog lights. They're copycat blocks. And the reason for that is I think I'm going to need to make another uh, copycat block. Nope, I've got one still. So the reason for that is this is a redstone lamp. So I had a crash and had to swap my keybind. So it might take me a minute to remember what it is. I don't have a lever, but do I have the button? I have the button. So I want them to stay on all the time, but they only turn on when there's redstone. Unless you put it in a copycat block and then right click it, in which case it stays on. My X, the drill function. Create a motorway, and I put gates on all four sides on the bottom. I had to move this because the gate lined up with where the door was, and you saw that I had to move this, so I have to reset this really quick. Order, have all of that powered. There we go. So I just gotta reconnect that, which I'm gonna have to make it go up and over because I don't want it to just go straight through the gate. But beyond, don't think I did anything except off stream except make more tiles for the interior building and make make all 9 gates. So the plan now is to make the gates for this section. So I want to put the elevator here-ish. So I'm not going to put gates on these. Actually, putting gates on these two sides or on this corner is probably the best decision to put a gate. So gate on these two, this corner, but not any of the other sides. This is entirely because the rest of the interior is going to be used for things that I don't need to access or easy access to, like the power supply, which is basically just going to be a lot of these accumulators in one place. Downside, that's going to be a lot of crafting. How do you make accumulators, dude? It's like, yeah, it's like 2 capacitors, wire, rods, it's a bunch. So, And then once I get that done, I basically am going to be resetting all the electrical power, the whole electrical power grid. um, because now instead of everything coming from over there to there, it's going to come from over there into this main center area and then radiate outwards from there. Because you could see it, well, you could see it when I had these all these connected up at the time, but you could see that they weren't all getting enough power. Well, this one needs to get hooked up to a threshold switch now, but once they were essentially starting to fill up. Um, well, they were essentially starting to not be able to keep up. If I added another machine that needed another motor, it would have started to have issues. Um, One thing I also noticed is that I had actually put this kinetic motor on the wrong way, and that it was actually still running off of the motor, but incredibly slowly. So, plan is basically to make a flooring in this area. Probably gonna just drop this all the way down and then not use that area. So it'll mostly be over here. I might use that corner for something, but it'll mostly be here. It'll have the accumulators, which does mean that I'm gonna have to break down this windmill, but it also means that I'll have an easy way to power it once it gets moved up here, because then I can just slap a motor on it and it'll be good. So I guess we start with that. My first power source, well, I've definitely taken down my last original power source. Are they not dropping? Oh, they're not dropping. I mean, I don't care. They're incredibly cheap, but like, I don't want to just burn them. I'm sure I'll have a use for some windmills at some point. Well, these specific kinds of windmills. I might have a use for normal windmills at some point too, but yeah. Here, come here to yell at me because I'm talking to someone that isn't you on the computer. Yeah. Yeah. But just get on this cat tree. I won't need this anymore either. Because I'll just slap a motor on this there, and then I'll be it. Okay. Now, the question is, do I want to just copy what I have over here and then copy it up there? Because I think that's going to be my move. It's to just copy that interior. I might get out of a different... Yeah? What? He's so needy. Yeah. I don't even know if you guys can hear him constantly meowing, but it sure is a bother to me. Hmm? Okay, so essentially, I think I'm just. Yeah, I'll start off making the gates. I know for a fact that some they kind of fuck up when you rotate them, but I can fix whatever gets broken when it comes to it. Okay, so I just need to remember the distance I put there so I can put it for the other one. Well, it'll be easy to remember it because I can just check it, so. Um, I just need the clipboard, check what I need. Let's dump some of this stuff in the computer too. Alright, probably gonna need a bit. Deep slate brick pillar walled. I remember them being annoying to make. And I'm going to make quite a few of them. In case I decide to make a third gate on the second section. More fancy charred spruce railing, which I'm probably going to need to make more spruce. Charred spruce, anyway. More rope, huh? Didn't expect it need to do that. Flex. Small roof stone lantern, which turn. bring out it in the stone cutter to get. And then 9 more charred spruce. Probably more since I had to use some. This is the point you double check. So I need 24 of them, so I'm just gonna char a whole stack. And they need to be stripped. And in the meantime, while I'm here, I can check how many copper rods I have. I have 10, so I'm going to take 2 stacks copper ingots and put them in here to make copper rods. And then I am going to take 2 stacks of gold, a material I should definitely get more of. And roll that down into wood. I also am going to need more brass. So some copper, some zinc, and I'm gonna need more brass. So I need to filter it for brass so it doesn't do anything else. That's done. And that's done. Oh, I had a bunch of stripped, so might as well. That is enough for both gates likely, but it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't. Double check. Yeah. We're good to go. Oh, I remembered how to make the... No, it did not remember how to make the roof. I have any bunting left? No. Six is all I'm gonna need for now, but I'm gonna make more because I can. And I put it into the computer. I specifically need it. Well, no, I'm actually gonna need more than 6 because I'm gonna use 4 on each gate. And I'm building it up to where if I want to, I can have a make a third. That's it. There we are. Now just go back and get the schematic and reprint it, which, yeah, I was hoping you could get like a schematic that doesn't remove what's on it when you use it. Why does things keep switching hands? Huh? Huh? Okay, so I need the tape measure. It needs to be 20 blocks, so blocks. It's already lined up with the wall. So. So more black roof, some more spruce parts, and more cork rope. Was it dark oak? It was dark oak, right? Oh, am I running out of dark oak? And I needed a lot more than 6, so... Now, why is that happening? And why does it have a completely different icon now? I do not remember that having a different icon. And why do things keep getting pushed to the front of my hotbar? And why do when I move them? What is happening here? So I needed more dark oak. Set of that, and some more of those. And I also need more charred spruce edge. And more charred spruce support beams. These two. Quark rope. Oh, so I need to go and get some of that. Double check the resources. Oh, need more charred spruce log again. Okay. Spruce. Take half a stack. It is way more obvious that I'm eating now. Everything's good. I also sped up the schematic hand because it was taking forever to print all of these, so I just reduced it to the lowest it could go, because what am I really gaining if I just can immediately build them? Well, it's not immediate still, but like a bigger build, it would still take a little bit, but I just need rope and the buntings. Not that rope. Rope. Bunting. Rope. Okay. What's interesting is that when the schematic is laid out like this, it doesn't print the cross rope. But when it's laid out, when it gets rotated and laid out like this, it remembers the cross rope, but it doesn't, but it points it the wrong direction and then also doesn't still have the bunting. But if you notice here, this also gets screwed up. Gotta place the beam. Oh, didn't know you could turn those on and off. Now just have to make a interior for this. with the elevator shaft there and all the flooring and stuff over here. So let's go up and see if the tiling would work over here. I already made a schematic of one of the tiles. Issue is that it obviously doesn't work every time, so back one as well. I think I'm definitely gonna have to reset. Have to reconsider the patterning here specifically. Might have to use a pattern schematic to figure it out, actually. So for now, let's not use the schematic and just grab the Akram and Scoria that we're gonna need. Let's grab 3 stacks of Akram and 2 stacks of Scoria. Scoria. Going to need this. And Akram. Going to need this. And copper. Zinc. How many redstone torches do I have? Only 21, so let's make 2 stacks of redstone torches. And then 2 more stacks of zinc and copper. Something I should definitely look into start making a metal factory. Probably the next thing after I get the power sorted out. It's like these things are done too, so. Simulator. I need to put... Okay, that's a stack. Probably gonna need to make more brass then. Well, brass casing. So... more copper zinc. A single brass ingot. That's what I'm gonna need. And some more strip logs. What else? What else? And some coal so I can power the... Oh, I didn't even need the brass because I left it on there. So, half the stack, half the stack. Storia cut. It's that brass. So make this brass now. Oh. Really? Well, I'm definitely gonna need more than that. So... more copper and zinc down the drain. Definitely more redstone torches too, so... yeah, I've only got 21, so... make what I can. Gonna need more sticks. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still gonna definitely need more power than that. I'm thinking at least 3 of accumulators. At least a couple big accumulators. Can I rotate these? No. It would have been neat, but I guess considering they were just using the stuff for tanks, it still would have been nice to be able to have horizontal accumulators, but while I stop worrying about the amount of accumulators I have and worry about making the platform to put them on. that one so I can line up. Use dirt, but I know I'm gonna get rid of it as soon as I can. So let's leave that there. And I need my wrench. Okay. So I have the tiles are 7 wide. Yeah. Well, I can just check. I still have the schematic on me. Wait. Yeah, the spruce was at the corners of the tiles. Section. I am going to go get my quadrocopter, which has not gotten much use lately. No, not F5, not 5. 7, right? Oh, still added. Yeah, it's a 7 by 7 square. That's where it is, right? No, it's over. Oh no, that it would just be right there. It's just that the schematic included these parts. You know, if I was smart, I would have actually lined up the gates to perfectly match the tiling. But I think with that part, I just proved I'm not all that smart. I'm just smart in some occasions. Everybody's their own special little flavor of dumbass. Okay, so it looks like this one is actually going to get adjusted to be a 6 by 6 instead of a 7. Just realized there's no way to make that work, so pickaxe it is. This is also a 6 by 6. So how'd that happen? Where this is a 7 by 7, this is a 6 by 6, and no wait, this is not a 6 by 6. This is a 6 by 7. This is also this is just a flat out 7 by 7. So to adjust it, it's going to need to be okay, that's 16 by 16. So shit, that means it's a base 2. Why didn't I think of that? It being a base 2 kind of fucks everything over. So I think my only solution is to make this a 6x6, this a 6x6. Well, no, because they only meet up here if this is... Okay, so what's going to happen is... I am going to have to make tiling too wide, like the rest of it's not going to work. I'd have to make whole new tiling. The bottom floor tiling just wouldn't work because it's base 2 and I'm an idiot. You know what? Here's what I'm going to actually do. I'm going to I'm just going to flat out cheat. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that created crate and we're going to use the schematic cannon to completely print over where the current two gates are and make it so they line up. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by making this corner one a 7x7. Which is honestly something I should have done from the start, is I should have considered I should actually also consider if the whole top area is going to function. 45 cold blocks. I think I'm good on cold. Well, function as in function the same way the bottom ones are. Because the patterning is going to have to be a lot smarter. up here than it will be down there. And I didn't line them up properly, I don't think. No, it's base 1. Okay, good. It's going to make it a little bit easier to make patterns for. So this edge is the edge of the correct patterning. It's here and everything. That means it's 3 by 3, which is actually base 2. God. Okay, good thing I don't need to make it. I can just ignore my current patterning, and if I just make that the corner, because I'm not going to be using this whole upper space. So it can be whatever shape I want. So this could be the corner, and I could just have the wall go that way, because I'm not putting a gate on either of those two sides. Oops. If anything, I'm going to put stairs on this side. That way you could actually like climb up it if you wanted. But okay, so I actually lined it up this time. All right, A7. That means a base 1 patterning would work. I don't have to completely remake the patterning for a base 2 patterning. Right, so this is currently a 6 by 6, isn't it? Yeah, the interior is a 6 by 6. Interior needs to be a 7 by 7. Okay. I need like some way to see here. In here, it's getting a little annoying to build in the dark. But that's 7 by 7. So That would make this one a 6 interior, so it needs to be moved out 1. Oh, oops. Okay, so options, controls, keybinds, shaders. Okay. Wait, no. Okay, 7 and then 7. Why did that happen? I think. Six, 7. Wait, I just counted poorly. No, I did. Did 2, 5, 6, 7. Wait, hold on. That lines up. That would line up with the edge too. Hold on. I might just ignore how the patterning works down here, because down here, the patterning works where the dark oak and this have a spot between them. But that's because it's on the ground. It's in the air. It might be a different story. Because since it's in the air, it has to have some sort of like grounding material to work with. If I follow that same pattern, but not in the same way up here, where the thing supporting it is the underground structure, that could work. Oh, hello. Working on interiors so I can make a big battery. I'm getting used to a new sleep schedule for work too, so going from second shift to third shift. Oh, that's why it stopped. Suppose now all there is to do is get the schematic and quill out. Actually, no, I need to figure out the patterning along the gate. So the gate itself is a 10 block wide area, which means the ground around the gate is a 8 block wide, which doesn't, wait. So if I just tack on another one of these, it's actually going to work perfectly. So yeah, I'm just going to make a schematic of, no, it's going to make a schematic of the patterning. Upper floor. And then I here grab pattern schematic. No, I can use that later though. All the way down upper floor tile. I should just drop this now. Just drop it off now. This along this axis. And then here comes the cloning. No, wait, other way around. Right, you have to point it in the direction you want it to clone. Ooh, also gonna have to worry about the patterning for the elevator shaft, but almost just walked off the edge of that as if that was solid. The now hold on. I thought this would work, but I'm wrong. Because the opening is base 2, but the actual pattern is base 1. So I'm going to have to adjust the pattern specifically for the gates, or just make a different pattern for the gates. that tiling style is going to get in the way of okay, so it's gonna get, this is just gonna get moved over and put along the other side of the gate. Oh, well, that's not cool. That means all of them are going to have that little variation on them, but it is a little late to fix it because I would be annoyed to. No, not clone that way. So I'm going to bring it back out. Yeah, about this far. I don't know if I can bring it over until I figure out. No, wait, I can just work the patterning. Okay, so I can actually bring this over a bunch. Oh, hang on. Pattern's not going to work at all. Okay, so I actually do get the chance to redo that. Where's the schematic and quill? Because I actually need to pattern it like this. Or then I can clear up my schematic folder real quick, I guess. Uh, that, that. 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 These two. Okay. There we are. Proper tiling. I didn't delete. I deleted the wrong one, didn't I? I'm gonna have to make the schematic again, don't I? No, I didn't. that down one. Bring it over a couple of tiles. Rotate it. One more time. Now, and then I can start cloning it. Okay, I'm a little high up for it, but let's see if I can actually. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, I do need to adjust the tiling. I do have to make a separate tiling for that section. Noted. Probably bring it back a little. Actually, bring it back a little tile. Then, oh, like this. No. Can you? So bring it back one tile. And it'll be as simple as getting all the materials for it, which isn't going to be hard, just time consuming. It's not even going to be all that time consuming. I can do other stuff while I wait. So I need almost the whole drawer of Akram. How many stacks is that? 30 and a half, nearly 30 and a quarter stacks. So here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to make a drawer for it, which is fine. Then I'm also going to need one for that Scoria. So. Oh no, wait. Or always forget the H. That out. And then put it back in. Now I guess I can double check. I don't think it would change much, but. Okay, so now I need 29.5 stacks of it. And 8.5 stacks of Scoria. So I'm gonna start off with the Scoria. Which I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I need to grab a piece of the Scoria that I'm using. Oh, it's already on there. Convenient. Putting this stuff in the backpack. Finding some way to carry around that much ochre. I think the closest I could do is just keep filling it until it tells me it's done. I'm waiting on that. I guess I can make more. What's it called? Actually, I'm going to eat this sandwich I've had in front of me since I started the stream. I won't lie, it's kind of embarrassing how much you can see that I'm eating. Oh, that's worse. That's worse. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's so much worse. That's a lot of wasted Akron. Though that is an easy way to get a specific kind of Akron. I mean, to get non-specific ways of Akram, it just apparently just randomizes what you get. Oh no, wait, I needed this kind of Akram. We'll see what can be recut. Well, it looks like some of this stuff can't be recut. But that's having a few odds and ends that I might use later isn't too bad. That's all the score I needed. I needed exactly 600. Huh. Well, I'm gonna need to put more down because I didn't have it so it can tile together completely. So I'm going to make a base 2 pattern for that. Oh, I should set up the powering of the clay machine now, actually. Connector. So it looks like it's spinning the wrong way. Oh, the water didn't get moved. Okay. Well, more, I forgot to put the water back in when I moved it. Okay. Still going. About halfway done, but I'm gonna take it all out. And then I can double check how much I need to put in there. Still don't know what makes you turn on and off. Still don't. Do I have to touch and it has to be a specific time of day? I don't know. It's annoying. Kind of annoying. Double check the environment. I only need 1,000. We'll see how much I need when it's all done and done, but now if if I just copy the electrical pole and bring it over, and then it should be able to just line up from over there. Only real issue is that it doesn't match the height enough to go over there, but it does match the height enough to go over the wall easily. So I would just need to, it won't line up with where I'm putting the accumulators, is all it's currently doing. It's a little bit of a stretch. Okay, what can I do while I wait? The funniest thing is that now all of these builds that I've done on the outside probably could have been moved towards the inside, but at this point, don't really care because I'm gonna have to put buildings all everywhere anyway. So completely resetting the power grid, I'm gonna have to put electrical poles along here. And then once they get up to here, I suppose I'm gonna have to. I suppose I'm gonna have to adjust them because they're gonna end up like right at the gate. Which means that I could just put all three accumulators right here, and that would be perfectly fine. Because it's not like I'm going to use all the rest of this space at the moment. But yeah, I'm probably not going to go too long today because I got another stream I want to cat. Oh, I've got another stream I want to be in, and I woke up at like 5 p.m. and was like 5, like a.m. when I looked at my phone. So one thing I guess I can do to spice up the interiors, like this part, is to basically make like little garden areas in it. Make it so with some sections have like glass roof above it. Uh, I would right now add like the inner sections for like in between the gates and all that, but I want to make sure it's printed first. Which I suppose that means I shouldn't have made it as big of a pattern to start off, but it's done now. Um, sounds like it's done cutting, so. Okay, so I need. Oh, it's. Okay, I need to double check the material list then. Because it's not kind of giving me the total number I need, it gives me the amount I need to get. So I need 7 stacks. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. The funniest part is that I could have actually made this entire workshop in the area, but again, I don't really care at this point. I'm gonna need a lot of things, so moving things closer that don't necessarily, that are already fairly close is not that big of a deal. Now, I think I might want to add a feature to the wall that makes it easier for electrical stuff to get put in. Actually, some of the easiest stuff that I could move is stuff like this, and it wouldn't even be that much of a detailed move. All it would be is just picking the whole thing up and putting it on the outer wall, and that would be it. So, same thing with the bee farm has to be down because it's got a bunch of stuff underground. It could only work on this section of the wall. One thing I did forget to check is having a way to check if the shears are working. So I guess I'll just make some shears really quick. That's it. I have no way of knowing if okay, so it seems the shears are there do work. Are still working. I should consider putting an upgrade on this. I might need a lot of honey in the future. One thing's for sure, I'm not removing the connections to this until I have connections from the new system. Oh, it's probably done cutting now, actually. I did put it in, yeah. That's kind of satisfying it having that little of a delay. See, even with a even if with a 1 tick delay on it, it's still printing incredibly slowly for bigger stuff. Well, I wouldn't say incredibly slowly, but it's still printing slowly for bigger stuff. It's still going to take a bit before it's done. And then basically this interior is all I'm going to need. So, well, yeah, this interior is all I'm gonna need for interiors. Uh, Heck, I might move the farms in because once I get the resources I need for making a composted dirt farm, it will be incredibly easy. Well, while that's happening, let's take a look at upgrading my jetpack. I've been running around with a brass jetpack when they added a netherite jetpack. So kind of waste that I can't just mix my netherite and my netherite chest plate and my netherite and my brass jetpack together, but this is also fairly cheap. So just need a tank and a netherite ingot, which I only have one. So I'm gonna have to consider making some more netherite soon. But I'm running out of things to need down here. I need the jetpack. Now, the worst part about this is that even though I have um, the mod that lets it change cosmetic armor, that's what it is, cosmetic armors. Even though I have cosmetic armor, it still shows. Oh, did I seriously stop it that early? I suppose it's because, yeah, the pattern doesn't line up. So that would be why. Okay, so go back up, make more patterning. More pattern. That. Now, the downside here is that I'm going to need to figure out a way to make the patterning work after the block, after the gates. So whatever patterning I put on the gates needs to also work with lining up back up with this patterning. Which probably would have gone better had I not done this all already. So what I think I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to make the patterning for this and this just not. Okay, so match it up with the tile that doesn't match up with the next one. Okay, I'm gonna have to rotate that. Okay, so next tile. And move it down one. Over. So it actually makes the tile. And then this whole area is just apparently going to be its own patterning, which is fine. I'll probably put like stuff like measuring how much electricity the system has and stuff like that. Hold on. Also gonna have to contend with this patterning. All right, so much like Marvel Rivals on Friday, here's the thing. I'm just going to have to what I'm going to do is instead keep the patterning, but just ignore it, but just have the two sides just like this and do nothing about it. Make the patterning for the gates and just carry that pattern that whole direction, and I'll put all the electrical grid on that side, and then do something else with this area. How's that gonna work out? It's still gonna line up, so I can just, yeah, I'll do this. Okay, so I definitely am gonna need a lot more scoria and akram, but let's see, I need 10 stacks, 11 stacks of akram and 3 stacks of scoria. And So the only real difference between the netherite jetpack and the brass jetpack is that the netherite jetpack has more power and so I have an open spot. Let's upgrade this too. Which requires a netherite upgrade and a chest plate, which I happen to have one. It is now obsolete. You know what? Let's just take out the creative motor for this one. So we head over to Oh, I might need the diving helmet too. How do you make the diving helmet? Oof. Another smithing template, huh? I now have a timer for when I can breathe. I can also swim incredibly fast because of the jetpack. Downside. So I might have a now incredible amount of armor. Did we get that? It did get daylight out. I guess just the ground despawned and so if I did this right, I can now swim around in the lava. And jetpack works in the lava, so I can get out of it quickly. Now, here's the thing. I do not want to just use the jetpack and stuff for long distance traveling. So, jetpack and the grappling hook are good for quick transport in areas that I haven't properly added infrastructure to. Well, the grappling hook might still get used. I might be putting like small shrine towers throughout the whole place so I can just yoink places. But okay, so the Akram is definitely done by now. Oh, hey, quote. When did that happen? Oh, it must have just happened because the notification happened. Well, hello. Just making a big... Oh, I forgot to do this. Okay. Ganon fishing. Does that, like, are you fishing with Ganon in, like, that your fishing pole is now Ganon? Or that you're fishing as in, like, you're throwing Ganon into the ocean and then he explodes like dynamite fishing? Ah, you fished for Ganon. Okay. Oh, okay. You didn't go out to like a coast and fish for him, and he just happened to come up, and then you held him up like one of the Animal Crossing scenes where you're like holding up a whale or something. The only Zelda games I have played are the Majora's Mask on the remake on the 3DS, which I never finished. I just couldn't do it. I tried a couple times, um, which is ironic for that game specifically. But and then I've played Breath of the Wild, which I'm probably also just going to try to pirate the new game, the Tears of the Kingdom. Well, I say pirate, but I mean I'm going to get an emulation of it. Drop that in there and that in there. Now I just watched the cannon does its thing. And I suppose I should start planning for what actual things are going to go in here, other than the battery pack, other than the battery station. But which reminds me, I need to make more of those. But because how many accumulators do I have right now? Only 89, which actually I'm probably going to put the power cells over here, like right above. Like above this would be perfect because then it would be centered on the island too. So, okay, if I tape measure, sure. That, and then that. Why could I only do 2? Oh, because this handful is... I can't go too tall. Oh, it only can go that tall. Okay, that makes it things slightly easier. Space 2. Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple more than this. Also proper lighting in here, but that comes when it's actually done. I've already placed down stuff that makes it so mobs don't spawn in here, so... I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this. Like, I'm obviously not keeping it. Some stuff is gonna stay the same. I'm probably gonna have to just completely rebuild this, but... all the villagers are gonna get moved to their proper spots. A village, away from the main area. Frogs are going to get their own enclosure area. I'm going to get 2 of each. That way I could... well, that won't matter too much. I'll have to make a separate kitchen area. I don't need this over here. No, I won't need this over here. The motor back in its spot. I only use this to hold the katana, so need that. Don't need this anymore either, because everything it can do is automatable now. So it's really kind of just the villagers that need to be in here. Don't I have an anvil in the other spot? Does the anvil literally do basically anything that I can't do elsewhere? I don't have an anvil in here, but I'm trying to think of what the anvil can do. Air stuff, don't need that. Enchant things, don't need that. Oh, I can use it to enchant enchanted books. To duplicate them. Well, yeah, to duplicate the books so I can combine them. So that is a use for them. I wonder if I can enchant an enchanted book with that system though. And I'm gonna have to make a whole area for enchanting. Might as well make that the area that I'm going to make the stronghold. Turn into make out of the stronghold. So I want 3 of them. They are... They are 3x3x5. Should have added a mod that lets me have a calculator in the game, but wait, that's just 9x5. That's 35. So each one is 35. So I need 36 in order to make all of them. Well, make 3 of them. I want to make more than that. Let's start off with 3, though. All right, so accumulator. Huh. All right. So I need more zinc and copper sheets. And I probably need more redstone too. Redstone torches, I mean. No, I've got a whole stack. That's fine. Here, a stack of them. More than I need, but good enough. I might make like little relay stations around more powered areas. So let's pop this one here. And I'm just going to place a 4th one here because I plan to make 4. Just that that one's not going to be connected until I'm done. Okay, just going to need a bunch of connectors now. Six is probably overkill. So just drop it down to 5. Then 2 inputs. Wait, no, I have to connect them in series, so don't know if that's going to screw anything up, honestly. I'll figure it out when I get to wiring it. Let's see if it screws it up. Okay, so it has to... And also, I set up them in this way because back when I originally used the... Oh, no, wait. I do need them maxed out like this. Okay, that's different. These ones I need maxed out. Because they only produce so much power. for this tower, for this building, I made it so. Okay, so it should be good at 196. Down to 105. 192. Okay, so 192 is probably. Want to use the least amount of power possible on this thing. Oh wait, isn't this 5 blocks tall too? Yeah, it's 5. So I will have enough to make 4. Okay, so it does have to be a, there does need to be a push and a pull in it. And in all honesty, probably don't need that many connectors on it. Well, they can only push a certain amount of FE out of them, but I don't need this many connectors on it to start. So for now, I just have a push and a pull on each corner. Push on a push or a pull on each corner. That's a pull, that's a push, and that's a pull. This needs to be a push. So it doesn't make sense for that to be a push, so that's a pull. And these two can be push-ups. That's that needs to be a pull, and these two can be push-ups. That needs to be a pull, and these two can be push-ups. And if I'm being honest, what I can do whoa. I need to upgrade my computer. Alright, so let's bring it over. It's about 10, so I don't think I'll have time to set up. Bring the electricity into here, but I knew it was going to be a short stream anyway, so. These two can be push-ups. And then when I get all the electricity set up, I'll have I'll break this one down and put it over there. And then I take down the entire electrical grid to complete. Well, I won't take down the entire electrical grid. In fact, what I can do right now is just remove all but the top 2 layers of this. That might impact the electric grid for a couple seconds, but it should recover. Oh, Wandering Trader. Good way to end today then. It's been a while since I've seen one. And it's already still filling up, so. You already lost your llamas, man? Alright, what you got for me? Lilac! A flower! I only have 12 emeralds, but this should be enough for it. Yep. And do I have that smithing template? Yes, it is. I think the only one these guys sell at this point. So I've got a new flower. One of the one of the ones I specifically had to mod, so they would give me 2 block tall flowers. But you know, I don't care. If I just place it like this, it's gonna. And then, do I have any spools? I probably don't have that many spools left. I have. No, I can make a couple. That's a push. This needs to go in here. Oh, that's also a push. That's a push, so let's go in the pull. That's a push, so let's go into a pull. I think that's. Nope. These two still need to be connected. Push, so it needs to go in. Yep. Yeah. Sure, real account. I'll click on that. Oops, that's spam. All right. I guess all I would have to do now is connect all of these set up together. Well, connect the power things over to there, which I don't know how I'm going to do yet, but I'll figure it out. If only I had swapped the sides that the steam engine and the accumulators are on, because then I could just to have it go through and it would actually match up perfectly fine. But all right, that's gonna be it for me today. So I did say short stream, and short stream it is. So uh, don't know when I'm gonna stream again. I'm starting work tomorrow, so I'm basically going to be playing it by ear on what days I am going to be streaming. Not like I had before. So, anyway, see you next time. Definitely with whenever I stream next is going to be Fate Samurai Remnant. So.